Now let us start with the second experiment, which is about JavaScript. Earlier we have talked about what is JavaScript in my introduction session. So JavaScript has to be embedded within the HTML code itself. So let us see with the steps how to execute this code. So we will write the head and the body tag just like we did in the first experiment, and let's give it a title of experiment 2A as it is the numbering sequence which we follow. Now in the body let's write an h2 element, that is heading, saying the sum of n numbers, just so that the user know what the experiment is about. Next, let us include an input element of type number and give it a placeholder number. Next up, we also include the button to submit the entry. You see, whatever number we are going to enter, we are going to enter it and submit using the button. So we have created one button over here. Now we write this script tag in order to add some JavaScript to our project. So always if I want to write a JavaScript, it has to be opened with a script tag, so that my HTML, the browser understands that there is some code which is of JavaScript. And the closing of script should be just above the body. You see, which is being highlighted over here. It should be closed above the body. Now inside the script tag, we can perform logical operations such as adding two numbers or outputting some string. For this example, we'll make sum of n numbers. We'll take a number and let us sum it up. We'll see that example how to do it. Now we'll just check if the script is working fine by adding a console log as a, just we'll check it out. Now the output, let's check the output. So for that we need to write console.log testing script. We'll check it whether we are getting it in the browser console. For that we need to inspect console. You see, we are getting testing script which we were displaying in console.log testing script. So it is working perfectly now. So now we'll go for the summing of n numbers. Now in the script tag, we select the button by using document.querySelector in order to select the button. So now we need to give a class name for that button. So whatever name we are giving for that button, we are calling it here in the script. You see, we have given it there. So number of events will be running over. So we want here the button event to be activated, that is sum of event. So we have to write a code such that sum up should be selected. Now here in the button which is written as sum up, I want to generate an event that is called as click. So I need to write the code for click. We'll see how to write that code now. So we have taken the button. We need to add an event listener. So event listener is one which listens to the event which is occurred. There are n number of events can be done. So we are taking click as an event. So this click has been written. So now we have written one event which is click. Okay. Now what has to be done after generating this click? We need to write that code after this one. As a function, it has to be written as a function. Now we are writing a function which will be called once this click event is generated. We'll see the code for this function. So we are writing function. Now to extract the value from the input field, you see there is an input field, we need to extract the value from it. So for that we first need to select it. We first need to select that input. In order to select it, we need to give it a class name. We'll see it, how to give it. So here num is the name, the class is there. Now we are selecting the input field, that is the entered number, you can see it over there, by writing the statement document dot query select. So this particular statement is going to select me the input which we are giving. Now we see we just need the value from the input field. So for that we need to use dot value after selecting the input. We don't want the entire field to be selected, we just need the value. Now see here we are using let. So let is used whenever we have a value that has to be changed later in the program. So for that case I need to use let. And there is one more thing called as constant, which we have written for button, and constant is used in order to set a variable as a constant that its value never changes across the program. Now to get the sum of n numbers, we need to use basic for loop to calculate the sum. So we are putting it in a for loop. You see we are using let there because, as I told you, why are we using let? It is used when we have to change the value. So the enter number has been taken in the loop. So now we are adding it every time, it is getting incremented and it is being saved in a variable called as sum. You see now after calculating this we need to display it. So in order to display it, the output of sum of n numbers, we use alert window. You see we have to write alert. So what is that has to be displayed? It is sum. So whatever is written in double quotes is going to be displayed as it is, and I am concatenating it with the sum, sum, which is a variable which we got in the for loop. So that has to be displayed. Now let us give an input value as 5. Okay, let me refresh it. Let us give now input as 5 and check it out. You see, sum is 15. We can change the input. Let us give some other number. Let us take it as 6 or 1000. You see, this is the sum. So this is the output which we required. So event listeners listens to many events. So here we have used click as an event. So now let us check it out with mouse over, and let us see the output for this one. You see, now I will enter a number. Let us refresh it, give some number and move the mouse over it. You see, without pressing it, you are getting this sum. Like this we have got many such events like mouse down, on load, etc. So you need to explore such events which are handled by event listener class. So this is our second experiment. So next we'll see the part B of the second experiment.